watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. We're going to get to your top stories in just a bit, but first, let's check out Jackie, meteorologist Jackie, in the Weather Center. Now, Jackie, it just feels like it's way too hot to do anything outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's another day with that heat advisory that will go into effect and hold till 7 p.m. this evening. And with that heat advisory, we're talking about those heat index values that could top out anywhere between 102 to 107 degrees later on this afternoon. But sounds like we're used to it. We've had, the last several days of this scorching heat and humidity. What's one more day? Because tomorrow we're going to be tracking some relief finally arriving across the area with high temperatures back in the 80s tomorrow. So it sounds like our heat wave will be over temporarily as we look ahead towards tomorrow. But planning out the rest of your day today, stay cool, stay hydrated. Also stay weather aware. We do have that threat for some scattered thunderstorms bubbling up right around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and still some showers and storms around ahead of sunset. Sunset's just after 8:30 this evening, but right around 8 p.m. temperatures still holding into those lower 80s with those thunderstorms around. Some of these storms could contain heavier rainfall along with gusty winds, so just stay weather aware for that. But I'll have more details coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Soon there could be fewer jobs in Maryland. Governor Moore is looking to cut down on the number of state workers to save money, and he's putting in a hiring freeze and soon offering buyouts. But as DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg tells us, some lawmakers say this could have been avoided.
Yeah, Republicans tell me it's a problem that should have been solved in the 2026 budget. It was signed into law by the governor last month. Moore says they cut more than $2 billion in targeted cuts and spending actions. But in a letter to state employees, he says the budget requires the executive branch to make $121 million in staffing cuts. To achieve that, he announced the rollout of voluntary buyouts, eliminating vacant positions, and a hiring freeze starting July 1st. Moore says they're also looking at possible facility consolidations to cut costs. He says they're taking a responsible, deliberate, and innovative approach to making state government work for Marylanders. Minority Whip Jesse Pippy says Republicans warned this would happen and blames the governor, while the union representing thousands of state workers says it's a good thing no one is being fired.
Less than a week ago, the governor announced that he was spending $400 million on pet projects throughout the state. And then a couple of days later, we're now having to make tough decisions related to our state's workforce.
The most important thing here is that people that are doing the work now, people that have positions, are not going to be affected by this in any way. That was our number one priority, to make sure that the people of Maryland continue to receive the services that they need.
Again, the hiring freeze starts July 1st. The details of the buyouts will be announced in the next several weeks. In the studio, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, turning now to a significant loss to the district. The Department of Housing and Urban Development is moving to Northern Virginia. Governor Glenn Youngkin making the announcement, and HUD's 2,700 employees are heading to a building in Alexandria. The head of the agency says the current space in the district is old and is a hazard.
This move also signifies a prioritization of health, safety, and well-being for our HUD workforce. And I would hope that no leader in government or otherwise would expect staff to work every day in an atmosphere where the air quality is questionable, leaks are nearly unstoppable, and the HVAC is almost unworkable.
The union representing federal workers say the move is to give the HUD secretary a palatial new office while displacing 2,000 workers from the National Science Foundation who currently occupy the building. And staying in Virginia, the Department of Health is investigating another potential measles exposure. They confirmed a measles case at Dulles Airport last Thursday. Health officials say the person with measles was at the following places on your screen that day. And health officials say if you were at those places and you're not vaccinated, call your doctor and watch out for symptoms. In international news, the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Iran continuing to hold after initially criticizing both countries. President Trump now saying the ceasefire is going very well. Despite the attack on their nuclear sites, Iran is saying they're not giving up on their nuclear program. They continue to insist that it's peaceful as well. Next week, U.S. officials are expected to meet with Iran to help negotiate a long-term peace deal with Israel. And developing now, Kilmar Omar Abrego Garcia will remain in jail for at least a few more days. And he's a Maryland father who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. And he was brought back to face federal smuggling charges. A judge was expected to release him, but his attorneys expressed concerns he could be detained by ICE once released. And his wife spoke during a news conference before the court hearing. She noted everything her husband missed since being deported more than 100 days ago.
Over 3 months, we've had to stand and plead for his liberation. He missed birthdays, graduations, and Father's Day. Kilmar, if you can hear me, I want you to know that all these hardships have only strengthened our love and deepened our faith in God.
The smuggling charges against Abrego Garcia are tied to a traffic stop in Tennessee in 2022. Prosecutors claimed he's an MS-13 gang member who was smuggling people in the country illegally. Abrego Garcia pleaded not guilty to the charges. And the Trump administration is filing an unusual lawsuit suing some Maryland judges who ruled against the president. The suit is against several judges who blocked the president's efforts to immediately remove any detained immigrants who request a court hearing. The judges saying ICE cannot deport immigrants until they have their due process. The Trump administration says the automatic pause violates a Supreme Court ruling and impedes on the president's authority to enforce immigration laws. And we're just a few days away from major changes to buses across the DMV. Metro is launching its Better Bus network this weekend, and multiple routes and stops will be discontinued in an effort to make the bus more efficient. Now, these changes were made after hosting weeks of public engagement events, and Metro says this is their first major overhaul in 50 years. The changes will go into effect on Sunday. And Prince George's County is getting a fresh new look. County Executive Aisha Braveboy announcing her new beautification plan. It focuses on litter and street cleaning around the county. The county will have more street sweepers and crews working into the weekend to help bring this cleaner vision to light.
The first step in that is to ensure that our roads and our streets are beautiful as the people who live in the county.
W says the county will be broken into 24 sweeping zones to efficiently get the streets clean. And the hot weather across the D.C. area is finally starting to cool down a bit, and that means a bearable night outside for some families. At the Loudoun County United match yesterday, fans were allowed to bring one water bottle inside. And kickoff was at 6 p.m. The temps were in the mid-80s, a steady improvement from earlier in the day. And fans also had options for frozen treats inside of the stadium to help keep them cool.
Everyone is really sour with it being so hot, but it's been great to get outside, get some sun, and of course drum up some business.
And the storms that hit the Loudoun County area also helped cool the temps off a bit. Right now, let's talk about this DMV First Warn Day. It's been, for the past 3 days, First Warn Day? It's hot again. It's like too hot to be outside.
Exactly, and we have yet another DMV First Warn Day today to add on to that, but also have that heat and humidity still sticking around, but this is likely the last day of that, considering tomorrow tracking a cool down out there to round out the work week. But heat advisory that holds until 7 p.m. this evening. Could see the heat index values anywhere between 102 to 107 degrees at times. So that's one of the reasons why we issued a DMV First Warn Day. Also issued it for that threat for some scattered thunderstorms developing later on this afternoon and holding until later on this evening. So similar to yesterday with any of that thunderstorm activity that did pop up, it will provide some temporary relief. But with the thunderstorms later on today, there's a lot of moisture in the air. So with any thunderstorm that does pop up, it could contain some heavier rainfall that could lead to potential for lower visibility and also the potential for some localized flash flooding. So be on the lookout for that. Severe outlook for the day today. It's still on the low end of things, a marginal risk, 1 out of 5 on that severe scale. In terms of that excessive rainfall outlook, though, we do have that slight risk for the D.C. metro area, including parts of northern Virginia, even up towards Hagerstown, Frederick, and even over towards Montgomery, Prince George's County, and over towards Anne Arundel County included in that slight risk, 2 out of 4 on that scale. So let's talk about futurecast and timing of the showers and thunderstorms really starting to bubble up as we look ahead towards 4 o'clock this afternoon. So right around the evening commute, you could be dodging in and out of some some of those heavier downpours as they slide their way from the north and west to the south and east. I would say closer towards sunset this evening, we really start to notice those showers fizzling out. If anything, we're looking at an isolated shower or two overnight into early tomorrow morning. Then we're looking at some more scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up tomorrow afternoon and evening. But tomorrow, a big difference in the temperature department. Not so much the humidity, though. Humidity likely still sticking around, but at least high temperatures tomorrow won't be quite as hot as we had the last several days. But today, high temperatures, middle 90s, feels like temperatures into the triple digits, lower 80s out there, especially for the eastern half of the area. I would say back out towards the west. That's where we'll see high temperatures into those mid to upper 80s, where we do break out of some sunshine ahead of any of the shower or thunderstorms that do pop up later on tomorrow afternoon. Areas to the east likely going to be dealing with a bit more of the cloud cover, those winds out of the east as well, so keeping temperatures slightly cooler compared to farther out towards the west for the day tomorrow. So as we look ahead over the next several days, though, Saturday, Sunday, we are also tracking some scattered showers and thunderstorms. I would say Saturday, mainly into the afternoon and evening ahead of that cold front that'll be diving in from the north and west. So much of the shower or thunderstorm activity holds off to at least later on in the day. Looks like we start off, though, with dry conditions. Meanwhile, Sunday, very similar, but it looks like any of the shower or thunderstorm development really holds off till later on in the day, Sunday. As we start off that next work week, should be right around 90 degrees as well. Some isolated thunderstorms too. And then by next Wednesday should be dry and seasonable with those high temperatures back into the upper 80s.
All right, Jackie, thank you. And in the district, the D.C. Council could be pulling the deal for a new Commander Stadium from the 2026 budget, instead opting to vote on it as a standalone piece of legislation. Chairman Phil Mendelson introducing this legislation on Friday. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone tells us what it means for the proposed stadium deal.
It is no surprise we're seeing this. Chairman Phil Mendelson has said that he intended to separate it out this way, and council members have said that they wanted to slow down the process. So now this legislation really just acts on that notion. Now, the bill itself, the legislation, doesn't make any substantial changes to the deal. It's still a $4 billion project, with D.C. contributing $1 billion in total. The funding for it, it'll remain in the budget for 2026. But by separating the language of the deal out of the budget and into its own piece of legislation, it gives council the time and opportunity to hold a public hearing and really do more due diligence. Councilmember Kenya McDuffie, a co-sponsor on this bill, reassuring people that this does not jeopardize the deal.
Deal done. I'd love to have this deal done before the Commanders start their season, but the council has a process, and anybody who cares about the stewardship of D.C. taxpayer dollars should support what we're doing right now.
And currently, council's budget office and its consultants are doing various studies on the deal, including an economic impact study, risk assessment, and stadium comparisons. Those should be completed by early to mid-July for consideration. Now, this standalone piece of legislation, it's expected to be discussed on July 1st, but the timeline beyond that is unclear. We know that the Commanders want this deal voted on for at least the first time by July 15th. I did reach out to the Commanders, and a spokesperson tells me that they're hopeful that council can continue to work on this deal in an expedited manner. Reporting from the Wilson Building, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
All right, check it out. NASA launching a rocket from Wallops Island in Virginia this morning. It's for their Rock On mission, and the sounding rocket launched at 5:30 this morning. The rocket is also carrying dozens of student experiments. All right, the NBA draft is now underway, with the first round taking place last night. And the Washington Wizards had 2 picks yesterday. At pick number 6, they took Texas guard Trey Johnson. The 19-year-old was the SEC Rookie of the Year this past season, also leading the conference in scoring. The Wizards sent their Utah Jazz pick in exchange for their 21st pick and some second-round picks. The Wizards are getting Illinois big man Will Riley. The second round of the NBA draft is happening tonight, and the Wizards have picks 40 and 43. And that's all the time we have for you this morning on DC News Now, but be sure to stick around for more news and weather that's coming up on the news at noon.